Hey guys, what's up, it's Trill again, and this will be a very detailed strafing/long jump tutorial. Strafing is a pretty crucial part in the game if you want to become good at movement, and you need it for a big number of trick jumps, like for example the AC unit to silo jump, or the CT rail to hell roof jump on DE nuke. In this tutorial I will try to explain you everything that we need to know in order to understand the details of a strafe jump, and I also prepared a custom map for you guys that you can download and practice on. A strafe jump is basically a jump that will make you gain speed in midair, which allows you to jump longer distances, simply because more speed equals more distance. You can actually see how fast you are moving by opening your console and entering the command cl_show_pose1. This will give you a nice little graph in the upper left hand corner of your screen that will display your name, your current position in the map, the angle you are aiming at with your crosshair, and last but not least your velocity, which we will focus on right now. The velocity displays your current movement speed, which I will show you by running to max speed with 3 different guns right now. The max speed you gain by running is 250 with your knife out, but you become slower while holding heavier guns. As you can see, the velocity while holding a deagle dropped down to 230, while you can only run 195 with a negative, for example. It's very important to know that your velocity is measured in units per second. A unit in the game is the smallest unit of length that is used in the Hammer editor, a program that people use to create maps for a variety of games. To show you how tiny a single unit actually is, I created this map that you guys can also download and play on. Alright, so welcome on my map guys, I will give you a little tour around. We'll start off by having a look at a single unit. So this line you see right here on the ground is 1 unit wide and 80 units long. Just created that to show you how tiny a single unit actually is. Over here we have a cube of 25 by 25 by 25 units. Just thought it looked cool. And over here on the ground we have a plate which is 250 units long. So this is how far you run with your knife out in a single second. So we'll try and recreate that. Let's run to max speed and just run straight forward. And that took us a good second to run over that plate. Over here we have a hole in the ground with a gap of 217 units, and that's how far you can jump with a normal jump, just pressing W and jumping. So you could actually clear that gap, but it's pretty hard to get since the max you can jump with this is 217 units and the gap is 217 units, so you basically would have to hit this edge right here perfectly, and it's pretty hard to time and hit such a small unit. So even with crouching in the end of your jump, it's still pretty hard to get. So what I will teach you guys today is a strafe jump which will look like this, and you will have no problem at all clearing this gap. Further to the left you will find the current long jumping world record of 252 units. This record was set on a server with air acceleration of 100. The standard air acceleration that you will find on all matchmaking servers is 12, so you won't be able to hit this jump with a air acceleration of 12 probably. But I just added that to show you guys how far you can actually jump with a long jump, so that's quite a difference compared to the normal length of a jump right here. And that's basically all the background knowledge that I had to give you guys before I could start with this strafing tutorial now. So let's finally jump into it. Alright, so we'll start off by looking at the velocity on a normal straightforward W jump right now. So let's run to max speed and I will simply jump straight forward. And as you can see, the velocity stayed at 250 units per second. But as I mentioned before, strafe jumping is a way to gain speed in midair. So you can gain a lot of speed with a simple strafe. So I will show you a jump with a single strafe right now. So I will simply do a 90-degree turn to the left, and this will be a single strafe. So let me show that. And as you can see, my velocity increased by almost 30, so I almost reached 280, and now I actually got over 280 units per second. So that's a big difference actually. And let me show you how to do this. So as you jump, you want to let go of W immediately. So that's basically the golden rule in strafe jumping, don't press W. Then you want to hold the A key in a left turn of course, and you want to bring your mouse to the left. So you want to run, jump, let go of W, press the A key and move your mouse to the left simultaneously. Okay, now that you know how to do a single strafe, we'll have a look at this gap right here. This is a 210 unit gap. As I mentioned before, a normal straightforward jump is 217 units, so you would actually be able to clear this gap with a normal jump. But that is easier said than done because you don't have a lot of room to work with, only 7 units, so you basically have to hit the edge perfectly and your jump has to be totally straight. So my third try right here and I still couldn't get it. So let's try and jump this gap with a single strafe now. So I want to stand parallel to the gap like that. Then I want to run straight forward until I hit my max speed. When I do, I want to add the D key, so I'm pressing W and D at this point, and that's actually pretty good because I will have to press D anyway since I have to strafe to the right. And all I have to do then, once I jump off, I only have to let go of W and move my crosshair to the right. So press W and D, jump, let go of W and move your crosshair to the right. So pretty simple in theory. Let's see if it works. And it does. As you see, I easily made that gap with a single strafe. And there you go, guys, that was your first strafe jump. Now you will eventually find out that it will become harder and harder to clear all these gaps with a single strafe. For example, this 230 gap right here, you probably won't be able to make it with a single strafe. So if you want to make this jump, you will have to add a few strafes to your jump, and that will look something like this. And that was actually pretty close. Let's see if I can get it in the second try. And yeah, there you go. So that was a jump with 4 strafes. I will show you guys the same jump in slow-mo right now so you guys can see what's going on. So as you guys just saw, instead of doing a single strafe, I did a jump with 4 strafes, and I will tell you why I did that and why that makes you fly a lot farther. So if you think of this jump, this is point A and this is point B, and the shortest way to get there is of course this. But if I do a jump like that, I won't be able to make it because my velocity is way too low. So I will have to do a strafe jump, but if I do a jump with a single strafe, I will fly something like this. So I will fly a curve like that, and that makes me lose a lot of distance because this is the best way to get there. I'm pretty far away from that, so I will have to add a few strafes. So this is point A again, this is point B, and if I do a strafe jump with more strafes, my jump will actually look something like this. So I'm staying way closer to the best line right here, and that's basically the secret to strafe jumping. If you want to jump far, you will have to add more strafes to your jump, and also you have to keep in mind that it is very important to keep your keyboard and your crosshair movement totally in sync, because you will lose a lot of velocity if you don't. So if we have a look at that jump once again in slow-mo, you will see that my velocity kept increasing, so I was totally in sync. That was perfect. But if you don't, I will show it right here once again. If I just randomly spam my keyboard and move my crosshair randomly from left to right, you will see that I actually lose velocity. So as you could see there, it dropped down to 230 and even below 230. So that's the main key to that. So if you decide to add some strafes to your jump, make sure they are in sync. If they are not, you will lose velocity and that will make you lose distance. So my personal best, by the way, was 240 on this map after like an hour of jumping. So I'm really not that pro at long jumping and strafe jumping and stuff like that. But it's good enough to be able to make all those common trick jumps on the matchmaking maps or on the official maps. And yeah, if you want to download this map, there will be a download link in the video description. And yeah, just keep practicing, guys. It will be pretty hard at the beginning, but you will get the hang out of it. Also, I added 2 small Easter eggs on this map, so if you're bored or frustrated and you need to take a little break, you can go around this map and try to find these 2 Easter eggs. Would be pretty cool if someone could find it and make a short video on it. I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's all there is to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope it helped, and I will see you next time.